Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are excited to have Amy Koford joining us here again, better known as Amy the Happy Hypnotist from Salt Lake City, Utah. Welcome back today. How are you?
Fantastic. How are you, Jill?
I am happy as ever. It's great to have you back and to see your beautiful face
Thank you.
shining, smiling, gleaming, and making people happy. And as a professional hypnotist, clearly there's a lot you help with, but it's also good to have your aura and your happiness about you. Clearly, right? With a name like Amy the Happy Hypnotist, you have to. You got to live up to it.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us a little bit about who you are to start and what you do.
Okay. As she mentioned, my name is Amy Koford. I've been a hypnotist for several years. I've done thousands of one-on-one sessions with clients. And this year I've been doing a lot more public speaking. My book is going off to the publisher in the next week or two. It's all about unnecessary fear, how it hurts you, how it's been holding you back, and how to eliminate it or overcome it so that you can move forward and stop letting fear stop you. So I'm an author. I've also got a chapter in a book that's coming out here in the next month or two called The Gifts of Pain. And so, yeah, but I'm doing a lot more speaking at corporate events, conferences, and seminars. So
Amazing.
doing a
And
lot.
congratulations. Oh, she just slips in. I'm an author.
Thank you.
What is the title of the book?
Hardwired to Rise.
Perfect. And
It
where
means
can we
that we're
find that?
hardwired to rise up to fear, to face it and show it who's boss.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we can find that at amykoford.com,
Well, yeah, when it
AMYKOFORD.
comes out,
Perfect.
it's going off to the publisher in the next couple weeks, so it'll be out soon.
Amazing. Well, first and foremost, before we talk more about the book and, of course, everything you're doing, I just want to get to the root of you. What brought you here as far as becoming a professional hypnotist? Would you mind sharing a little about your own journey? And then we'll get into what hypnotism is. And, of course, why it's helping so many people, even more than talk therapy and so much more. So tell us a little more about you.
Sure. I actually get asked that question a lot. How did you get into that? I had always been interested in trying to help people. In the past, I had a background in human resources, recruiting specifically, and I just wanted to try something else that I felt like had a bigger impact.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I have struggled in the past with severe depression and anxiety. I had gone to talk therapy, and I just didn't feel like it was doing what I wanted it to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, fast forward years later, I have come out of depression. I'm doing well, but I still don't have the confidence.
Yeah.
And I was highly self critical in the past, which I've learned is all too common. Most of
Mm-hmm.
the clients, when I ask them, do you criticize yourselves? The response I get is, "Oh, yeah, all the time."
Yep.
That is the most common answer. So I was the same. So years ago, I just was kind of searching and putting it out there in the universe. Hey, universe, will you kind of guide me to? I just want something more impactful that I'll love. And that's kind of how I got to it. All of a sudden, I was looking up hypnotism online. I went to see a hypnotist so that I could try it out for myself and see what it was like. I really liked it. So then I turned around, certified, and started my business called Results Hypnotherapy. So,
Beautiful. And here you are now establishing yourself, and you're all over the place promoting yourself and excited for this book too. And do you want to talk more about the things that people come to you for? Let me ask you, right? This is your show. Haven't seen you in a while. What did you want to talk about and bring to the audience for today?
sure, I love to talk about what I do because I love what I do. It's extremely rewarding and
Mm-hmm.
fulfilling. So, yeah, first of all, one on ones, I'm going more towards my online program and less one on one in my office. My online program that anyone can do anywhere around the world at any time is called Optimized Greatness.
Yep.
You can find out more about that on amykoford.com. And that is a program that I developed from all of the different techniques, all of my experience and skills, everything, and put it into one amazing program that takes one to just an incredibly optimized level. So there's that's an option online for anyone, anywhere. And then I also still do stop smoking in my office, and I like doing those occasionally. I don't get a lot of those out here in Salt Lake City because
Mm-hmm.
not that many people smoke. But I do get quite a bit. I work with a dentist franchise out here, Stubbs Dental. They send me a lot of people to stop smoking
Uh-huh.
because if someone is smoking, they cannot get implants. So they
Ah,
send them to me. I get them to
yes.
stop smoking and then they can go get their dental work done. So yeah, I do a lot of stop smoking. I can do stop smoking in one session with a lifetime guarantee.
Lifetime guarantee. That's right. Tell us about
Yeah.
the lifetime guarantee, meaning like for real. Tell us with
Okay.
everything.
So
Okay,
the
this is awesome.
guarantee is not a money back guarantee. It is if you ever need extra support in the future, it's
Beautiful.
yours free of charge because
That's
I know it will get you there in one
exactly as I was going to
session
say. That's
and you'll
how
be good to go.
confident you are. That is
Oh yeah.
amazing.
I think I've only had one person come back for a little bit of additional support, and that's out of several, like many, many people that have stopped smoking. It's about a 94% success rate for that. And the
Amazing.
6% are those that just wouldn't let it work.
Oh
I
my.
know that that sounds weird, but literally that is like they'd come in and they'd just have this kind of resistance. So I knew that they weren't ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
and then I've done a lot more speaking, which I love. So anyone out there, if you want a great speaker, the thing that I love about public speaking is that I can incorporate hypnotism into it. In
Okay.
addition to incredibly helpful content, I did a corporate event a few weeks ago where she said, you know what, these kind of people, it was an HR group, a whole group of people around the area. She said they struggle with stress. So can
Hmm.
you do stress reduction? I said, "Oh, can I ever?" I've
Uh-huh.
got so much content. I could go on for days about stress reduction. But she said, we also want to have fun. So what we
Aw.
did is the first part of it, I did a lot of cool, great content about stress and how to reduce stress. But then I also did a whole audience participation where I did an audience hypnosis. And then she said, we want to have fun. So I had people come up to the stage. I had several chairs lined up. I hypnotized them and got them to do really funny things. And the audience
Wow.
was just howling with laughter. And it was a blast. They were so happy they want me to come back. So
Oh my
again, there's
goodness.
lots of options, right? When someone hires me, I tell them, well, what does your audience need the most? And do you want to have fun too? Do you want to do hypnotism for entertainment as
Yeah.
well? Or want me to just provide amazing content? So yeah.
Amazing. This is fascinating. And clearly, I love that you're here with us today, joining us. And by the way, this is the way of the world. We're all over Zoom. We're all over. This is how you talk to people, right? You could do a
Yeah.
session with hypnotism right here, just like this today. Can you do it over the
Oh
phone
yeah.
without visually seeing the person as well?
I do it over Zoom. I actually have a client in Taiwan right now that I do Zoom sessions
Oh
with, and
gosh,
it's
what's the
helped me a
time
lot. So,
difference there?
a lot. When I'm meeting at 7 a.m. here, it's midnight or no, 10 p.m. there. So,
Got it.
yeah. But yeah, it works really well over Zoom. And so, yeah, the options, I have taken them and run with them because with my skills and experience, there's a lot that I can do to help people. So that's what I'm
Here to
aiming
do.
for right
What
now is
other
to help as
things
many as
can
I can.
hypnosis help with? If someone's tuning in, maybe not really familiar with it, maybe they heard of the smoking, the losing weight, but there's a lot more to hypnosis than there's those two major ones that you hear about, right? Could you
Oh,
share
absolutely.
some of the other things? And there's
Absolutely.
hundreds of things it can help with.
Absolutely. The main thing that people have been coming to me for over the years is depression and anxiety. That is by far the majority of my clients that have come to me over the years. They want to resolve the past traumas. They want to be more confident. They want to let go of some of those fears, some of those limitations, all the things that factor into depression, anxiety, lower confidence, low self esteem. All those things are closely related. And so, yeah, that's actually my area of expertise. The reason I'm writing that book about what I call unnecessary fear is because I noticed that that's really what is the problem.
Okay.
When you simplify it, every problem with depression and anxiety is some element of fear in there. Guilt, shame, traumas, all the emotions, all the beliefs, all the thoughts that go into it have so much to do with fear.
Wow.
And so that's why I decided to write a book.
Amazing. And did you
Yeah,
want to talk more about the book at this time?
sure. Yeah. So it kind of talks about here's how fear has been holding you back. Here's how it's been causing you suffering. Here's who you are, who you've always been underneath all along, right? So I help people understand that you are far stronger and far more powerful than fear. And when
Wow.
you understand that, it'll change everything for the better for you. So it's just gathering all the experience I've had with clients. I've helped many clients let go of fear. And one of the things we do in one particular session is I'm helping them let go of fear in their nervous system. And I'll say, all right, now close your eyes and imagine that, you know, you see yourself leaving my office today free and clear of fear. How is your life better
Ah,
now? And they come up with a ton of answers.
and they can visualize it.
Right. It's amazing. Now I can reach my full potential. Now I can do what I want to do. So, for anyone listening, ponder that question. How is your life better without all that unnecessary fear?
Mm,
Yeah.
could be a
Mm.
lot better, a lot calmer. Leave a lot
Yes.
more to focus on for the good in our lives instead of harping and, on the worst. What about those with depression, suffer anxiety?
Yeah.
Those things that hypnosis helps with too?
Oh, absolutely. It actually helps very well. It helps with insomnia. A
Ah.
lot of times when people come to me, insomnia is not their main problem, but
Hmm.
as we work through the depression and anxiety, the past traumas, all those different things that are a part of that, they automatically start sleeping better. A woman that did my
Amazing.
Optimized Greatness program a couple of weeks ago, she finished that.
Okay.
And when she started with me, she was not sleeping well. She wore one of those
Wow.
watches and she was getting like 20%
Mm-hmm.
quality sleep. At the end of the program, she was getting over 90% quality sleep. And we didn't even
Amazing.
work on insomnia.
Are
We
you
worked on other
serious?
things.
So
It's
sometimes it
just a
trickles into
natural
other
side of it.
things, like if you're
Oh,
working.
absolutely. And it'll
Ah.
get rid of nightmares and night
Oh,
terrors just automatically as we work through these subconscious issues because dreams, nightmares are in the subconscious. They naturally just go away. I've had many, many clients over the years whose nightmares go away. Yeah.
amazing. Wow. Okay.
So
At this time, just got to ask you to remind us how we can contact you, please. All forms, the email, the website, the social media, the phone number. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All that.
okay, sure. Thank you, Jill. amykoford.com. And I'm finishing a website just specifically for my speaking. It's going to be amykspeaks.com. Email amykoford@gmail or amy@amykoford.com, either one. And phone number 801-425-3362.
Beautiful.
So you can get me. And for those that visit my website, make sure that you download the free happiness and peace checklist.
Yes. Tell us
It's
about
an
that. I saw
amazing
that.
resource for you. Yeah,
And while
you
you're
will
on the
love it.
website, check out all like the 5-star reviews. Here's one from let's see, Curtis Humphrey says, Amy is one of the kindest people that I've ever met. Meeting with her has changed my life forever. You will be glad you made an appointment and worked with Amy. The person I am today wouldn't even recognize the person when I started. Amy wants you to be successful and self-sufficient. This person also says the same stuff. You're doing life changing. Forever grateful. This is April. Someone named Stipe Paglin says they were struggling with a sugar addiction, emotional eating. Heard about hypnosis, is a natural way to cure this addiction. Googled you up. You had all those 5-star reviews. So this person called you and says Amy's a great hypnotist, very dedicated, committed to helping her clients achieve their goals. I believe I have been cured. I highly recommend Amy. She is a wonderful person. And let me ask about Amy. Amy, what is your background in this? How did you get trained to do this? Would you mind giving us a little bit of that insight to your background?
Sure. So at first I certified as a hypnotist, right? That was the very foundational level. And
Mm-hmm.
from there, I started to seek out how do I learn more? How do I become even better? So I learned about different conferences, hypnosis conferences. I've attended hypnosis conferences in Australia, London, Florida, Las Vegas.
Wow.
I've been to several hypnosis conferences, and I've also trained in person with what is considered two of the top hypnotists in the world. Paul McKenna,
Wow.
who's in England. I got to meet him and train with him in person this summer. And then Marshall Silver is one of the best hypnotists in the world. And I have personally worked with him. He and I are friends. And so I have spent a fortune and traveled the world to gather the best training and skills that I can so that people get the results that they want.
Got it. I love this about you. And how did you come up with the nickname Happy? Like, how did you get so happy? Is it an innate thing? Who nicknamed you the name?
Well, that was one of my mentors because we noticed that the thing that people were coming to me the most was depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Utah, it's illegal to advertise that you treat people with depression and anxiety because it's considered a medical term. So I said,
Ah.
what I say is I help people achieve happiness and peace to get around that, hoping that they'll understand that I'm referring to depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So my mentor came up with that. He said, you know what? Since you're the one that helps people get happy and you're a happy person, then let's go with Amy the Happy Hypnotist as your professional moniker. I said, okay, I love it because I do love to be happy and I really love to help others get to be happy.
Obviously.
So that's
Thank
how I
you.
ended up with
I
that.
love it. I love it. Well, what else did you want to share with your audience today in particular?
Just to know that they are more than what they think they are. You are so much more. Everyone out there. We
Mm.
tend to downplay our power. We tend to criticize ourselves, and it's just not serving us. Everyone out there, please know that you are so much more than what you think you are. You're a miracle. You're this amazing being that's just incredibly brilliant and full of power and love and light. And when you know that, everything gets better for you in your life. Every area of your life will improve when you connect with your greatness.
Well, I want to connect with my greatness today. And I want to ask you, do people come to you and say, I'm not right. I feel off. Can you say, are you like also empathic? Like, do you find that you're like an empath too and kind of sense how people are feeling, or do you have like a knowing?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I
Ew.
have certified in
Got
a couple of
goosebumps.
different. Well, I've certified in a few different types of energy work, cranial sacral therapy and Reiki. I'm certified in both, but that's not my area of expertise. I only certified in those to enhance
Okay.
and improve the results that people get.
Wow.
So, yeah, there are a few sessions where I can sense their negative or positive energy, but overall, I'm working a lot with the mind. But it is very common for people to come to me and say, I don't know why I'm not where I wanna be. I
Mm-hmm.
can't pinpoint any past traumas or anything. I don't understand why I'm stuck or why I am not confident like I want to be or why I'm feeling limited. And that's okay because it's in the subconscious.
Yeah.
So I will help people. It doesn't matter if they know why they're held back or not. The subconscious knows. It's in there. And
Oh.
that carries over. Sometimes I help people with addictions. Everything from porn to food addiction to alcohol addiction and drug addiction. And whenever I help people with that, sometimes they know why they're addicted and sometimes they don't. But I always call that problem A. I'll tell them when they come in, your addiction is actually problem B. It's
Ooh.
not the main problem. The main problem is what you don't want to face and what you're trying to distract yourself from with the alcoholism or with the drugs. And so sometimes we're really trying to find problem A. And even if we don't, the subconscious knows that there is a problem A because there always is. There is always a problem A. And so we have to resolve that, and we do. Then it's easier to resolve the addictions.
I love it. And by the way, we talked about eating addictions, alcohol, drugs. What other addictions can you help people with?
That's the main ones. Pornography. I
Yeah,
get people that
sex
come to me for
addiction.
pornography,
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of addictions. And then some of them are just habits such as uh, hair pulling
Yes.
or pulling out their eyelashes or nail biting. That's
Mm-hmm.
not as much as an addiction as it's just a habit. And same with smoking. People come in and they say, I'm addicted to nicotine. And I'll say, you know what? Part of how you're going to stop in one session is understanding that you're actually not addicted to nicotine. It is
Ooh.
a powerful habit. If it wasn't just a powerful habit, I wouldn't be able to get you to stop in one session.
Uh-huh. So there's something that triggers this, obviously,
Yeah.
deep
I'll say,
underneath that you're peeling back that onion.
yeah. And I'll say, you know what? The problem is that you see cigarettes as your friend.
Yeah.
Every time you're stressed, you go to this friend. When you wake up in the morning, you go to this friend. You keep turning to this quote friend all throughout the day. We have to break up this toxic friendship and then you can quit easily. But that's what's been happening. That's why it's been hard for you to stop because you're seeing it as your friend.
Wow. One session it can happen. And follow-ups, yeah, included. Let me ask you this. Hold on. Some misconceptions about hypnosis. I know people have heard them. People may want to ask you, what are some of the things that people fear? Like, people know stage hypnosis. People, I don't want to quack like a duck. I don't. What are some of the
Right.
the common, misnomers about hypnosis? Could you just share?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different misunderstandings that are very common with stage. It's different than in person. So let me go over the stage fears. Yeah, that I'm going to make them bark like a dog or cluck like a chicken. I'll tell them before they volunteer to come up. Yeah, I'm not going to make you do that unless you really want to. Um, some people are afraid that they're going to give away their deepest secrets, and I'll say, don't worry about that. That's not going to happen. And a couple of other fears are that maybe they are too smart to be hypnotized. And then some people uh, have just other fears. Am I going to be like a zombie or am I not going to remember it?
Yeah.
So I try to dispel those fears before I do a hypnosis show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, I do hypnosis shows
Yeah. I,
too,
I want to find
in
out
addition to
where we
the
can
other
find
stuff.
you next. Yeah.
Those are so much fun. I love doing hypnosis shows. They are a blast. And quite honestly, I'm really good at it
Of
because
course you are.
I've learned from some of the best. And anyway, they are a blast. And then when it comes to one-on-ones, oftentimes people are really quite nervous for their first session because they think that it's going to be like the movies or like a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to tell them, you know what I've learned over the many years and thousands of sessions doing this? That everyone's different,
Yeah.
that everyone has different minds and bodies. So however
Yeah.
you experience it is the right way for you. And I can promise you that.
Yeah.
Some people go really deep and they're really relaxed, and some people feel like they're just sitting there with their eyes closed. But I promise you it's still working because that is your mind and body's way of processing it. I've seen it all. I could give you tons of examples of people that are like, I don't know if I was hypnotized. And then they come back the next week for their next session and go, wow, I have noticed dramatic change this week. And so I
Mm-hmm.
say, see, I told you that you were hypnotized. You don't need to worry about it. Just relax and allow those changes to come through. And it works great.
Beautiful. Well, we are almost out of time. Do you have any upcoming events that you want to talk about? And in our last few minutes together, how did you kind of want to sum up for today?
Yeah. So I've started doing some more seminars that I can host in person. I'm going to start
Awesome.
having those be a little more online, but yeah, those are super powerful. So I'll start putting more dates on my website of when those seminars are coming up that you could either do in person or online. But yeah, there's a lot of ways that I can help you. And what I want to tell everyone out there is that this really works well and it's faster than traditional therapy. I have a client right now who just a few weeks ago started with me. And after 2 sessions, she said, oh my gosh, in 2 sessions, this has worked better for me than 12 years of therapy.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So I just want people to know that there is a great resource for you. If you're into fast and easy, this is the thing for you.
Beautiful. And one more time, tell us about the guarantee here. What is it? A lifetime guarantee, did you say?
Yeah, for smoking, yep. The lifetime guarantee is that if you ever need additional services, then it's free of charge. But it's not a money back guarantee. It is a
Yep.
additional, service guarantee.
Beautiful.
And then the optimized greatness program that is online, it's so powerful. It will change your life for the better. It'll help you make more money. It'll help your relationships, your health, your well-being. You'll feel more confident. I've designed
Right.
it to be that way so that you come out of it as just this amazing version of you that you've always wanted to be.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Pleasure having you back
Thank
here
you.
with us. And again, please reach out. Don't forget her upcoming book. We'll have more announcements on that when it's actually coming out. By the way, how long has it taken to write that book? When did you start?
I started last summer, and at first I was like, "Oh,
Good.
this is going so well." Oh, it was
Yeah.
just gushing to me. When I would sit down to write, all of it was just coming so easily. It was flowing. And then came the revisions.
Got it.
Revisions take
Ever.
forever, and I've had to go through several revisions, and
Oh
so
my gosh.
it's taken longer than I thought,
Well, thank you
but it's
again. Pleasure having
fantastic.
our happy hypnotist here
Yes,
with
you
us
too.
and looking forward to the next time we connect. Have a fantastic day, Amy. Thank you.
Too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.